Good afternoon, students. Today we will see about pulmonary rehabilitations. So, according to the American Thoracic Society and European Respiratory Society statement of 2013, that pulmonary rehabilitation is a comprehensive intervention based on thorough patient assessment followed by patient tailored therapies that include but are not limited to exercise training, education, and behavior changes designed to improve the physical and psychological condition of people with chronic respiratory diseases and to promote the long term adherence to health enhancing behaviors. This is defined as definition of pulmonary rehabilitation. Now, what are the reasons behind exercise limitation, which are as follows. First one is ventilatory impairments. Number 2, gas exchange abnormality. When you are taking enough amount of oxygens or other things but it not be getting exchange and VQ mismatch occur, then again it is ultimately limiting your exercises. Obviously, third one is respiratory muscle problem. So, muscle itself, which are responsible for inspiration and expiration, the primary and secondary muscles of respirations are not working well or having such kind of weakness or abnormal patterns, then which leads to exercise limitation. Third one is cardiac abnormalities like an heart failure or any kind of atrial fibrillations or abnormal movement of the heart, which is ultimately limiting your exercise tolerance. Next is lower limb dysfunction, muscular dysfunction. So it means any exercise which required movements, especially for the lower limb whenever you are going for any kind of field activities, and because of that you may be limiting your exercise. Psychological impact. Obviously, the nature of our psychology play a great role in exercise as well, because it required an active participation of a subject. If this active participation is not there, then again it will be limiting your exercise capacity. So the exercise intolerance is one of the main factor limiting participant in activities of daily living among individuals with chronic respiratory diseases. The cardinal symptoms that limit the exercise in patients with respiratory disease are dyspnea and fatigue, as breathlessness have a direct role with quality of life. As dyspnea increases, your 85% of your quality of life will be affected, as proven by researches, and fatigue. So these symptoms are ultimately limiting your exercise, so that symptoms should be in control to have a proper program of pulmonary rehabilitation or any kind of rehabilitation. Now, if we see the indications of whom to we can go, including pulmonary rehabilitations. So, respiratory disease is resulting in number one, anxiety and engaging in activities, any activity which making the patient anxious because of respiratory disease, that we can include. Breathlessness is any kind of physical exertion, so obviously any kind of physical exertion is there along with dyspnea, that has to be included in the pulmonary rehabilitations. Limitation with social activities, which include about leisure activities, indoor and outdoor chores, and basic ADL and instrumental ADL. Leisure activity means anything which you do in the leisure times, playing indoor games, doing gardenings, but you may not be able to do because of uh, limitations with pulmonary complications. Indoor and outdoor chores, including all kind of gatherings, social, religious, or going for any kind of entertainment activities where the people are more, and because of respiratory issues, patient may not be going for same or withdrawing or social activities. basic ADL, which include about individuals especially difficulty with bathing and washroom activities, and instrumental activities like using certain amount of gadgets like driving the moped or driving a car may not be possible because of on and off of respiratory symptoms. And obviously, when the loss of independence, when you are always dependent on something, either on caretaker or family members, so independence has lots. So to convert that independence, we can include that particular person with respiratory complication in pulmonary rehabilitation. So it is indicated for those individuals with chronic respiratory diseases who have decreased exercise tolerance, external dyspnea and fatigue, and or impairment in activity of daily living, along with all kind of diseases, which basically divided in two parts, that is obstructive lung disease and restrictive lung disease. So if we see obstructive lung disease, which include about COPD, well known, bronchiectasis and asthma, while in case of restrictive lung disease, which will include about interstitial fibrosis, collagen vascular lung disorders, pneumoconiosis and sarcoidosis. So this kind of the disease, if you are diagnosed, then you can enroll or involve for the pulmonary rehabilitation. Other diseases which include the chest wall disease or restrictive wall diseases, which include about kyphoscoliosis, severe amount of obesity because of kyphoscoliosis, because of curvatures of the spine is affected and rib crowding is happening, and because of that rib expansion is affected, and which ultimately leads to development of breathlessness. Severe obesity more than 40 BMI, then ultimately it decreasing the it increases the pressures over the pulmonary systems, and which again going for development of respiratory complication. Poliomyelitis nowadays is very less, but still whenever it is existing and it's affecting, so it's ultimately involving the either sides of the limbs, and which is ultimately overall performance year of chest wall diseases leads to development of restlessness problem. Other miscellaneous conditions will include about pulmonary vascular diseases, lung resection or lung surgeries, lung transplantations, and occupational or environmental lung diseases. These all are conditions can be included for all kind of pulmonary involvement or pulmonary rehabilitations. Now there are few contraindications as well, so that we have to also look for, or we have to check for the contraindications of the same. So any conditions that might interfere with the patient's undergoing rehabilitative process, that is most commonly a disease of lower limb like an advanced arthritis. Along with that, patient requires certain amount of cognitive or learning capacity, so inability to learn and disruptive behavior. If behavior is not normal, then you require to go for behavioral therapy to promote the exercise prescription. And condition that might place the patient under risk during the exercise, that is like unstable angina or severe pulmonary hypertension and recent attacks of MI. So such conditions which also should not be included time of pulmonary rehabilitations because of their potential risk. Or whenever in the initially when you are going for a pulmonary rehabilitation, then at least you should have a certain amount of emergency medicines or emergency rooms, where in case the patient is going for such potential threat, then we can manage them easily till unless and until we reach to the physicians or emergency wards. So basic necessities like bronchodilators, nebulizers, portable oxygen therapy, and obviously there should be a chief physicians or general physicians to manage or recognize the conditions and suitable the emergency plan if the patient is going for any kind of potential threat. So these are the things which cannot be included in, or it has to be taken care with pure supervised examination to control the or start with the pulmonary rehabilitations. Next class we will see about the continuation part. Thank you.